Yo, what is going on, guys? Today, episode 97 of many. If you are tuning in and watching the video, I've got the bar background today. I am hanging out at what was formerly known as Izzy's Dockside and Tavern. It is now Grizzy's Dockside and Tavern. Today's Wednesday that I'm recording. You're listening to this on Thursday, of course. But I'm super excited to kind of let you guys in a little bit more on this project now that it's finalized and kind of what's going to be happening moving forward. And then also, I've got a couple little tidbits, but today's gonna be a shorter episode. So today is Wednesday. Yesterday was closing. You guys heard Tuesday's podcast, and I kind of gave you guys some information there. But yesterday was closing at 10 a.m. Chris and Aisha, the former owners, and I, we met at First Weber. We got the signing done. It was all great. They've been here for a long time, so there were some emotions involved. This has been not the easiest thing for them to let go, but they knew it was time to move on, in their words. So I'd like to give you guys a little background on kind of how this deal came about and just why we're doing it. Because for those of you listening, this is the Grizzly Life podcast. The reason we are the Grizzly Life podcast is we have the gyms. It's all about fitness. And it's all going to kind of make sense when you kind of understand the future vision here for the bar and restaurant as well. So how this deal came about, Chris and Aisha opened up a saloon or a tavern in Neshgoro, which is where I am at. And long story short, I had a couple beers and I had a good idea, and I was texting Cole. I actually saw Izzy's that was for sale. Like, I knew it was for sale, but I didn't really have any interest in it. That's not what we're into. And I had texted Cole, which is Chris's and Aisha's son, and I'm like, hey, just what's your dad's number? Have him text me. I'd like to learn a little bit more about like the bar and restaurant. And so we got to talking, started having a conversation, and I can't remember. This would have been back in the Brewers were still playing, so this would have been like October, end of October-ish maybe. And we started talking, having a conversation. I was getting in here. I was asking the questions and let them know I am serious about wanting, like, I do want to know the details. I do kind of want to buy it. Like, I just need to know more. And anybody who's familiar with the bar and restaurant, it is a little tough to have, like, the exact details, right? And being a locally owned business, any kind of small town business, sometimes my example is usually when it's like a small town business, a mom and pop owned shop, it's not always like they know how to run the business, right? Like, they've been running the business for so long, they have their own systems in their head, and that's great. They can run the business very well. So the problem is, like, with our gyms, we try to run the gyms where it's running as a business that can be, and I'm trying to say this the right way. I'm not trying to say this disrespectfully at all. We try to run in a sense where if I wasn't here tomorrow, that the gym could still function because it needs to for our members, right? Customer service first is kind of one of the big things we're talking here at the bar and restaurant. So it's very important that we have our businesses set up that they can still function. If the saying always is, if I was in a coma for a month and I didn't know what was going on, did the business function? So you always got to plan for worst case scenario when it comes to these things. And I just want to let you guys in on this, like, as a business owner, understanding how I think, how we operate, why we operate, right? So that's why I'm having this conversation with you guys about this today. So if you guys ever get into business, if you are in businesses and you're kind of seeing this stuff go on, like I said, mom and pop run businesses are the best. They function great. And like, those are like the businesses you want to support, like local business. Again, the mom and pop vibe, they're taking care of you. You're like, when you're buying, for example, at a bar, if you're getting a drink and you're giving them a tip, it's going right to the owner. Like, it's just a great exchange, especially in these small town communities. So I know when, the psychology is like, we buy from people, or we buy because of people. We don't buy because of the business. So the better the face is at these businesses, the more likely we are to want to connect and, again, support them. So anyways, Chris and Aisha did operate this facility for a very long time. It's been in the family for a very long time. There were some emotions involved with letting this, their baby go, essentially. This has put them through everything that they've, raising a family and everything else, right? Like, this has been their foundation. They opened a saloon in Neshgoro. Like I said, we started connecting then. And just one thing led to another, and I started getting all these ideas. And it was crazy because I'm in the gym industry. I'm in the fitness industry. You guys know I only eat meat and eggs, right? Like, I've got a very strict routine on wake time and bedtime, right? Every morning at 5:20 I'm up. Every night I go to bed by 8 to 8:15. Like, it's that strict of a window for me. So, you'd think, why a bar and restaurant, Colton? That doesn't make any sense. So again, I'm getting there. But Chris and Aisha and I, we walked through this facility. They decided what they wanted to keep for decorations, because if you know Chris and Aisha, they've got a lot of stuff, a lot of cool things, right? If you're watching the video, you can see behind me all of these random knickknacks, or whatever you want to call them. So they're in Nashgoro. They knew they didn't have enough time to put back into this place. They're very like owner operator driven. They want to be hands on. They want to make sure the business is working, and they want to be the face, which is, again, an awesome thing. It's just it's sometimes hard to balance multiple businesses, right? So fast forward to, I'm trying to think on how I want to fast forward to now, right? Where we worked with a local bank on this one. We worked with the bank that they were banking through, so that's what allowed us to get financing for a bar and restaurant. When it comes to business, getting funding for a bar and restaurant can be difficult, because it's one of those industries that is tough, right? Everybody says it's going to be it's a tough industry to be in. It's not easy, and I think part of the reason that I want to be in this industry is because it's tough. Like, it's not to prove anybody wrong, but usually when somebody tells me I can't do something, or it's going to be very tough, like, that's more of a challenge, right? Like, I want to take it on, I want to understand it, and I want to accomplish and overcome that, right? So I'll back up. I was mentioning how when I started looking into this business, it started giving me all these ideas and thoughts, and that was very exciting for me, because I think, I was hinting at this a lot, but when I'm a gym owner, so when I go into a gym, it's hard sometimes to act like the gym goer. And it's very important for our staff, me, like anybody on our team, to understand what the customer is feeling, because the customer is the most important thing to the business, right? Like, we created a business to create a customer, right? Like, that's the goal. Without a customer, you don't have a business, and right? So we created a business to have a customer. And so once you're so wrapped up in things, right? You go, for example, you drive the same way to work every time. You ever sit in the passenger seat going to and from one location, and all of a sudden you saw a new house, a new building, a new tree that you didn't realize was there? That's kind of like this aspect, right? And so when you're in business, or when you're doing the same thing over and over, you don't ever really get to see, like, you're never taken back. You're never sitting in the back seat understanding other items. So we are, again, gym owner, gym operators, right? And when we are in the gym, we aren't always able to think like the customer anymore. I used to be the customer. I used to be the gym goer. I used to look around and like get excited at everything I saw, as far as like going into a new gym. Now I just know everything about a gym as far as the equipment. I'm a big equipment guy. I love it. I can see it. There's not many like new toys, right? That's why I'm always buying random new equipment, because I still want that spark of new equipment. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the gym business. I love the gym industry. We're going to continue expanding and growing in that. We're going to continue offering amazing personal training services, like the bar and restaurant. Again, I'm going to get to how this is all going to link together, so our gym goers understand this. So all of these new ideas from the bar and restaurant have been amazing, only because it's allowed me to think and get into different shoes. Again, when I come in here, I'm not a bar and restaurant owner. I'm a bar and restaurant goer. I'm walking in here. This is new. I don't feel like this is mine. I am seeing things that I know need to be changed for the customer. I'm used to being in a bar as far as grabbing some beers. I want to sit down and I want to look around and be like, what does the customer see? And since this is such a new venture, I can get to that spot where I'm like, being the customer here, I would want to see this differently, that differently, right? So I think this puts us in a very unique situation to have an amazing bar and restaurant for anybody local here, and even people who want to travel. We are going to make amazing changes to the place, not like dramatic changes, but again, we're going to focus on the customer. What does the customer want to see? What does the customer want to hear? I know you can't please everybody, but again, how do we make the most valuable experience for the customer, take care of the customer, extremely fast service, right? Like fast food, like we want to make it an amazing experience for you. So that's our long-term goal. I don't want to say long-term. That is our goal. Our first and most important goal here is to put the customer first. So let's talk on some ideas. I'll give you a recap on some ideas, and then again, we'll kind of wrap up with my thought of the day. So yesterday, which was Tuesday, again, today I'm recording on Wednesday, and you'll hear this on Thursday. So yesterday, we closed at 10. I got back over here right after we closed. The way it worked is I had to go to the city and I had to basically bring the original liquor license from Izzy's here. I had to take it to me with the city hall, along with like there's another little license that I had to take there as well. So we took those to the city hall. We basically handed those in. We submitted a payment. We submitted proof that we own the place, right? And then they gave us our liquor license, our amusement device license, which allows us to have like touch tunes and a pool table and like the machines here in the bar, and then as well as in outdoor activities. So if we ever want to do outdoor activities, like right, so we got all these licenses. That took about 15-20 minutes, probably 15 minutes at the city hall. Then I came back over here by about 10:45, 10:50, and we had a scheduled team meeting at 11. And now I didn't have a whole lot of contact with our staff here. There was a couple of them that knew what was going on, and I had good conversations with them, and I tried reassuring them. But it's a weird touchy-go situation, right? Because nothing's final until it's final, right? Nothing's over until it's over. So it did, it's, again, touchy-feely, how much information you want out. So there was a lot of rumors going around about this business. Colton was going to buy it and turn it into a gym, which, for those of you listening, doesn't make any sense. I've got a big gym, way bigger than this building, right, in the industrial park here in Berlin. Colton's going to come and he's going to fire everybody and start over. Colton's going to close the place down for a long period of time, right? Like there's just like these rumors. It's just telephone, right? That's how this industry typically goes. One person hears something, it goes here, 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 and that's fine. So yesterday, my first and foremost thing was to meet with the majority of the staff, have a really good conversation, get their opinions on what's going wrong with the business, what's going right, what they want to see changed. And it was honestly one of the best conversations that I've had with like our team, with part of our team. It just felt really good. I was standing here in the bar, kind of where I'm at right now, and everybody was just kind of circled around me. And so again, it was kind of not that I enjoyed being the center of attention, but I was constantly scanning the room. I was constantly having good conversations. I was asking the questions. I was letting them know what I was thinking, right? So it was, I'm still fired up today about it. And I had a hard time sleeping last night because I just felt so good after that conversation with our team. And, coming into a business like this that it needed a fresh breath of air. It definitely needed some new ownership. It definitely needed some leadership and communication, right? These important things to run a business. And we need to function as a team. And I think that's been something that's been lacking. And again, I'm not talking down or bad on anybody, but it was just one of those things that, again, with multiple businesses going on for Chris and I show, it was just one of those things that was getting difficult to make sure everything was happening the way it needed to be. So yesterday, again, I got to meet a majority of the team, had a very good conversation, and everybody got to give me their input. When I come into a business like this, my goal is not to be a dictator and say, this is my vision, this is what we're doing. My goal is to come in here and keep doing what's working and fix what's not. So again, as a leader, that conversation just felt amazing, right? Getting to know the team, personally shake hands with everybody on the team, introduce myself, and again, just kind of like stick that flag in the ground and kind of work on the future vision going forward. So we are reopened right away. So we did close Tuesday, and that was due to a transfer of ownership for our point of sale system. I didn't want to close. I wanted to keep it going, but it was probably fine that we were closed so people knew that something was changing a little bit. For anybody who comes in, nothing is changing today. Nothing is changing tomorrow. We have intentions. So like my game plan here is the first 3, 4, 5 weeks, get to know the team, get everything situated, get everything organized, learn who is who and who does what, create clear expectations and guidelines, and kind of like not our rules. Like we're a very loosey-goosey style business or company organization, but we do want to make sure that there's clear expectations and guidelines. We want to look the part. We want to act the part. Again, our customer service is like the most important thing. So we want to be able to have you come in and you're seated down extremely fast. You've already got a water. You're like, where the hell did you even come from, right? Like that's goal number one. Seated it very quickly, get you a water and get you a menu and get you going, right? We are really pushing for customer feedback. We want honest feedback, honest reviews. We want to know what they've heard, what they haven't heard, what they've, if there's rumors going around, we want to clear those up. But also if there's anything that they have to complain about over the last 2, 3, 4, 5 months, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we want to know about it so we can make it better. Like I was talking yesterday to our cooks, if there's food coming and it's cold, maybe, for example, the toast, right? If the toast is coming and it's not warm anymore, it's overcooked, whatever, we need that honest feedback to bring to our office, or to our kitchen, so we can make it better for the customer. So again, my main point yesterday was like customer. Everybody in this room is first priority. Our team needs to be understanding we run our business like a family, and then number two, the customer service, the customer first mentality is like the most important. So we want to create clear expectations and guidelines. If we are not providing the best customer service for our customers, if we have an attitude for some reason and it's holding us back from offering the best customer service, that's not going to fly here. We do want to have a very tight run ship. I do believe if we have standards and guidelines, I know this is a tough industry to find people, and it's a tough industry to hold people, and it's not always a long-term position for people. I know sometimes this is a business where you come and go a lot, but I do believe if we have clear expectations, guidelines, communications, teamwork, leadership, right, all of these important things, that we can bring it to a business like this and let it thrive and succeed, and have long-term talent, long-term help. And I'm extremely excited. Again, it's a new venture. I'm not going to be like the face. I'm not going to be here all of the time, but I work out right at the gym down the road, obviously, in the mornings. So it's going to be very easy for me to swing in here. Again, I can use the bar as kind of like a little office for me, so I can easily stop here for an hour or two, work on the computer, answer any employee questions, right? Answer any employee questions. So I'm, again, extremely excited. It's another thing to juggle, right? And so that's one of the things I want to talk about today as well is, Colton, you've got all these businesses. Like, why are you doing that? You're juggling so much. To me, uh, again, this is all connected some way, and I'm gonna get to that point. But I want you guys to take everything I say with a grain of salt as far as future plans for this, because I don't want to promise anything. I don't want to say it's going to work like this, and this, and then it changes, right? Like, it's business, it's life. You have goals and dreams and aspirations, and sometimes you get side railed and you go a different direction, right? So let me see if there's anything else about the story that I'd like to give you guys regarding Izzy's. We are changing the name to Grizzy's. It's a play, obviously, off of Grizzly Fitness and Izzy's, right? So it will be Grizzy's. There will be, again, fresh coat of paint at some point. There's a lot of decorations we'll have to take down and then repaint and then kind of figure out how we want to decorate. Okay, so Grizzy's, Izzy's, right? That's number one. We are going to be doing like our own apparel again, so we will be launching our own apparel line. Our staff will be much more. Again, we'll have like a dress code, so our staff will be wearing our apparel, and it's going to look really cool and really awesome. We will be doing like special edition apparel here. We'll have hats, we'll have t-shirts, we'll have hoodies. It's gonna be really cool once we get to that point. Even yesterday we're talking like custom koozies and custom coasters for the bar, right? And like all of these just fun ideas that it's going to be cool. I'm really excited for like the marketing aspect, getting the word out, letting people know what's happening, and again, kind of pushing the agenda, right, of our plans. And so again, first and foremost is customer service, customer first type business. Let's talk about. So of course, you guys know I'm a big meat and egg guy, right? I eat. I mean, if you're first time listening, I'm a carnivore, right? I only eat eggs and meat. So hypothetically, it'd be cool to bring on, like a prime rib night, more ribeyes, more, New York strips, right? Maybe we do like some kind of steak night once a month, and again, get the word out there that we're doing this awesome steak, right? So there is some opportunity there to adjust the menu, but as of right now, the menu is going to stay the same. Breakfast is going to be served all day. We're not changing anything there. Like the bare nuts of the business, the way it operates right now is the way it's going to continue to operate. Again, I don't think it's a good way of going about business on like completely deleting everything and restarting. I like what Izzy's is about. I've been a goer here. I'm a big breakfast all day kind of guy, so I get the steak and eggs usually when I come here, right? So that's going to continue. So no changes there. We're not changing, drinks. We're not changing our coffee, right? Like all of those basic items are staying the same. Menus staying the same. Hours are staying the same. Staff is staying the same. We're not clearing house. There are a few staff members who are moving on, but it's just ironic as far as the timing goes. It's not intentional. It's just we've got a girl who comes all the way from Oshkosh, and she just, with winter weather and all that, she was a part-timer here. She's going there, right? We had another part-time bartender, again, just things like that it was time for them to kind of move on. And it wasn't me stepping in saying, hey, I don't want you here. Again, I'm keeping every staff member who wants to stay, and anybody who doesn't want to stay, I don't want to force anybody's hand. I want passion here, right? I want people to care about the business. So anyways, that is a basic there. trying to think of other things that are important to you right off the bat. I do know. Okay, so let's just talk future ideas and thoughts, right? Again, the first 30 days, our goal is to put the customer first, like work on our customer service and get honest feedback and get the team straightened out and organized. And again, expectations and roles, and everybody's like able to count on one another, and good communication. Right now, they haven't had a group chat here as far as communication for our staff goes. And all of our other businesses, we have group chats so we can easily communicate things. I want to get way more into like promoting our specials and letting people know what's going on. So we are going to have a good group chat. So then if I am doing some cool marketing play, or, hey, I posted this awesome podcast about the future of Izzy's, right, or the future of Grizzy's, staff go listen to it, right? Like I want to be able to mass communicate with their staff so everybody's on the same page. I think communication is one of the most important and underrated. I don't know if it's underrated, but it's the most important aspect to I think every part of life, right? When to communicate, how to communicate, what you're communicating, right? Like why you're like all of the, whatever the 4 or 5 W's and the, how, right? So those are important. The 5 W's and whatever that is. You have to communicate. You have to communicate properly, and you have to communicate early and often. And people need to know what's happening. That's one of the most important things we talk about with all my staff. We always coach and train on communication. If you're going to make a change, communicate it. If you need to make a change, if you have a question, communicate, right? Like, so that is one thing that is going to take this place to the next level here. Everybody's going to be on the same page. Everybody's going to know what's going on. Everybody's going to, again, have expectations, roles, dress code. Like we're going to bring this place, again, to the next level. So that's our kind of like our 30-day goal, is clean up the basics. We've got some back end stuff we've got to clean up as well. So nothing that the customer is going to see necessarily, but the back end kitchen stuff, just like little, cleaning up drywall stuff, painting this room, painting that room, right? Just like little back end stuff. We really want to make sure the kitchen is working. If you think about a bar and restaurant, everybody's very important, right? But without a cook, without somebody who can make your food, it's pretty damn hard to run something like this, unless you're just doing basic bar food. And we've got a full kitchen, right? So we want to make sure the kitchen staff is happy, the kitchen staff is moving forward. There's a couple appliances that we'd like to upgrade and renovate, or whatever, right? So I want to take care of them first and foremost back there as well. So that's kind of like, again, the first 30 days. We're going to do some little basic stuff back there. Now, days, again, don't quote me on this or take this with a grain of salt, but days 31 through 90, 120, mainly month 2 through 6. That's when you're going to start seeing a little bit of change, right? For example, the bar and the restaurant, the decorations are going to come down. We're going to paint it in chunks. We're going to patch all the little screw holes and all that, and then we'll redecorate the way that we see fit. I do not plan on coming in here and again, changing the entire vibe. This amazing wood bar, the amazing ceiling, right? Like the bare nuts of this place is staying the same. For example, maybe the booths in the restaurant, maybe we'll revinyl those at some point. Is that the first 6 months? I'm not sure. I'd have to do some research and kind of figure out pricing on that. But the booths at some point will get maybe revinyled and cleaned up, right? We don't want to make it look like the place is run down. We want to make sure that it's a fresh breath of air. People are on the same page. People are excited. So that is what we're working on there in the restaurant. So as far as renovations go, or things that we want to see, I'm going to give you guys some hypotheticals on where we want to go with this business. And again, no timelines here on this, but we would like to utilize the river frontage more. I think it's a beautiful attraction. It's amazing here. If we can have more, I'll say more better. If we can have better outdoor seating, if we can have better outdoor access, if we can extend our dock out there and have seating down by the water, if we could add some kind of floating deck pier situation system out there, again, so we can have outdoor seating, that'd be cool. Maybe we can put a little lean-to over here and we can throw a TV outside, kind of like the backdoor tiki bar vibe or something, right? Like, so I don't have any definitives on that, how we're going to go about that. And again, cost. And again, when you start messing with water and river frontage, you have to get the DNR involved and get approval from the city, right? Like there's more steps and hoops to jump through. So this isn't going to be a tomorrow project, but having access right here on the river, we would love to, you've got the bridge coming and going. If we have that riverfront, like, oh my gosh, that's the place to stop. I just think it's a much better, like, it's just an attraction to the eye. You're going to come in, you're going to sit here and you're going to check it out. So that's one big project that we'd really love to do, is access the river more and give more, do more with that, right? I will. So how this connects back to the I've got a lot of ideas. I'm not going to give them all here. I'm going to wrap this pod up here shortly, but How this reaches or wraps back into the gyms, hypothetically speaking. Again, I'm not giving you any promises, any definitives, and uh, what can we do to make this work with the gym, right? How, Colton, what is your vision here? This doesn't make any sense. You're serving beer to people, and that is not a health and fitness thing, right? No, I get it. One, we'd like to clean up the menu here in a sense of like, can we cook in healthier oils? Can we offer you, for $1 more, maybe we can cook it in better stuff. I have to understand the menu in the kitchen and how it operates, but maybe we can give you a better opportunity for healthier, cleaner food here, right? So that's option one. Is maybe we've got some different food options that is like your healthy menu, your protein menu, right? Again, I don't want to complicate it. We're not changing anything. I'm not promising anything. But maybe we can do like a healthier oil, butter, all of that. We've got electricians coming in and out. So if you're watching the video and you see people in the background, we're just getting some projects done right away and cleaning up the kitchen. So yes, cleaning up the menu in some sort of way. I'm a big, again, I don't put any bad oils in my body, but I do know when it comes to like commercial kitchen and mass cooking that sometimes there's no easy way around it, especially with trying to offer an affordable price and affordable food, right? And not raising the prices on food. I know people really don't like that. So how can we keep it cost effective and affordable and all of that? So maybe there's an opportunity to offer more, again, the protein, the less oils, cooking in butter for an extra, like I said, I have to figure out cost, but maybe we can cook in butter. And again, I have to understand how this business works, but that's a hypothetical. Maybe that's something that we do. What's the other thing, Colton? So here's the big, and that my staff might be pissed off when they hear this because, again, I'm throwing something out there, and this is my big vision. But imagine if we, as a gym, now have access to a commercial kitchen. Well, that's pretty cool. What does that mean? Well, what if we can do fresh made breakfast or fresh made lunches for our gym members, right? Here in Berlin. So let's say you are a Berlin community member and you work at the bank, you work at the post office, you've got a 9 to 5 here in town somewhere, and you're tired of going to, Quick Trip, McDonald's, right? Fast food joints real quick for your lunch. Obviously, we've got a pretty good delivery service here. That is also staying. We are not changing that. So we'll still be able to deliver food. And maybe you guys already utilize ordering food from Izzy's and getting it delivered to work. But what if we could do meal prep for our gym members? What if we could, again, Patty, if you're listening to this, I'm going to use your name hypothetically, but maybe Patty wants to do 5 lunches a week because she's got a 9 to 5, right? And so maybe we set her up with a 5-time-a-week meal plan for 5 lunches. And then let's just say they're ready for pickup here at Grizzy's or maybe at the gym from 11 to 1. So you've got a 2-hour window of grabbing your fresh made lunch. It's sitting in the fridge, so it's good to go. And this could be like our salad and chicken, right? Chicken and rice. This could be like again, depending on how we build it out, but maybe we build out 3 to 5 options for healthy to-go meals, and that would be an option for gym members, right? So this would be like, again, I don't want to promise anything, but this would be like a hidden menu, or this would be like a partnership menu. So this wouldn't be you can come into Grizzy's and order this. This would be like you're a member of the gym, and a benefit to you is you can actually set up meal plans through the gym and get fresh made food and shop local. And so Grizzy's would sell it to Grizzly, and Grizzly would sell it to the gym member, right? So it'd become a part of your membership. So again, I might be shooting myself in the foot by giving away this information this early, but there's just opportunity there, right? I know online meal plans are like a huge thing right now. And so if we could, I'm not saying tap into the market, but again, if you're ordering from Factor, or you're ordering from these other online brands and getting frozen meals, maybe there's a way that we can get into frozen meals. Maybe that we can make fresh made food for you on Sundays and then have it all pre-packed by Sunday night and frozen, and then you take it home and you've got meals all week. I know there's busy professionals, there's busy moms, there's single parents that it's hard to cook for your kids. Maybe again, and we would customize this to you where maybe you get 3 meals a week, maybe you get 5 meals a week, maybe you get 15 meals a week, maybe you want breakfast, lunch, and dinner, good to go. Maybe you want like snack meals or something, right? So again, there's a whole other business model there that we have to figure out, but maybe there's opportunity to partner with this restaurant and our gyms and like do something amazing. So if you're listening from one of our other gym locations, there's opportunity there as well. Again, if we can figure out how to transport the food efficiently, depending on what the meals are, right? Like obviously trying to transport a pizza over 30 minutes away sometimes is difficult because it might not be as fresh as you want it to be, right? But maybe there's an opportunity where we can do meal prep for our other gym locations, and again, transport those out on Sundays or Mondays, so you've got meals for the week. It might not work as convenient for like a fresh salad in Rosendale, right, or whatever. It might not work as well for that because it might be a further drive and it might not be as fresh by the time we get it to you. But Watoma, Amro, obviously our Berlin facility, maybe even hypothetically our Oshkosh facility, right? Like maybe in Princeton too, right? Like Berlin's not a bad location to hit any of those facilities. I guess Rosendale's kind of maybe the only outlier, and Baraboo. Maybe there's opportunity there to do fresh lunches. Maybe there's an opportunity to do fresh meals, fresh frozen for the week, right? So that's the big picture. That's like, how can we leverage this business with ours? But first and foremost, we have to get this business functioning the way it needs. We need our team to be on the same page. We need people to be excited about this. We need to have the best service. We need the bar to be kicking ass. We need the restaurant to be kicking ass. We need all of your support listening. And we need your honest feedback. If there's things that you've heard, things that you've done, things that you've seen, I've gotten my meals, it's cold, it's not cooked to the right thing, whatever. We need to hear that. So again, we can do the best for you. I was talking to our team yesterday. This is what happens, right? You're sitting down and you're chewing your food and the server comes up and you're like, mid bite, and they're like, hey, how's your food? And you like kind of cover your mouth and you're like, yeah, no, it's good. You go thumbs up and you shake your head and you're like, yeah, it's good. Go, leave me alone. I'm chewing my food, right? That's usually what happens. That's how that goes. So I really want our servers to push for honest feedback. I want to let our customers know when they sit down, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm so happy to see you here. We're under new ownership. And I just want to let you know that we really, really appreciate honest feedback. So like at any point, if something is a little bit off, if I'm a little too slow, like if I didn't get your water fast enough, like I really need to know that so I can just provide a better service for you. And I want to put that on the customer right away so they know like, oh, wow, these guys really take customer service seriously. And so that's going to take some time for our serving staff to get used to. Again, I don't have a serving background, but I know as a customer, if I knew that's what they wanted to hear and they were like honest and sincere and almost pushing for it, that I'd be more willing to say, hey, like with all due respect, you're doing awesome. My water's just been out for a couple minutes and I just wish it was a little bit faster, right? Like that's me being a respectful customer, and they already opened to be able to have a good conversation. So that's what we're really pushing for on the customer service aspect, right? Is like just really taking care of the customer and really training our staff to like offer the best service to you. So again, for those of you listening, if you can stop in and start testing our waiting staff, start testing the waters, start telling me what's going on, we can start making good changes to, again, our back end service, our front end service, and really taking care of the customer. And without you coming in to practice, and I mean, I know I'm asking you to come buy stuff from us, but I need honest feedback. I want to provide really good food. I want to provide really good service. Like this is like the most important thing to me, and it's keeping me up at night. I'm just like, I want it to be the best. I want to get a million people in here so I can get a million responses right away, and I can fix all of the issues or make it the best service right away. So that is where my mind is at. There's like a lot of things I'm not telling you, but I wanted to give you the big vision on where Grizzlies fits into, because I don't want our gym members to be upset. Like why? Everybody's got an opinion, but I want to be as transparent, honest with you guys as you can. You guys are good, loyal followers. I appreciate all of you. I ask you guys to share these episodes and help get the word out. But yeah, I'm super excited. And what's really cool too is our Grizzly Fitness staff is going to help here at our Grizzly Fitness, and our Priority Fitness staff is actually going to help here as well. So a couple of our Priority guys and a couple of our Grizzly guys are actually going to be maybe part-time bartenders here as well. Just again, to help out, be more of emergency staff, make sure it's going good. Ellie, our project manager, Jim, our handyman, they're going to be working on projects here and making this place better as well. So if you've got some ideas and you want to shout them our way, we're all ears there. And then we've got Gavino, we've got Garrett. Garrett's actually behind the camera right now. You can't see him, but G, the producer, he's going to help with marketing and like bringing all the images together and helping with like, just like little stuff on the back end. And then Gavino is also going to help manage here as well. So I'm, again, extremely excited. We've got a really talented team behind it. And if you know anybody who's interested in working with like a winning team and a happy team and like a team that wants to grow and evolve and like develop leaders and really good people, like reach out to me, because we want to build the most rock solid team here at this bar and restaurant. And you never know, the sky's the limit. Is there more opportunity after this location to do another bar and restaurant? Who knows? I'm all ears. I just love opportunity, and I love, again, building teams and building systems and bringing everything together. So I'll stop rambling. We've got a good amount of time here already. Again, if this is your first time listening, which I probably don't need to introduce myself here at the end, my name is Colton Burt. I'm 27 years old. We now have another piece of real estate. We've got 6 now. We've got another big news coming up for you that's not going to affect you nearly as much, but we do have another property in the works, and I'll release more information on that in the next couple of weeks as that one moves forward. But I really appreciate you guys. I really love you guys to share this. I really want to get the word out about Izzy's and Grizzy's and the change coming. And I don't want the rumors floating around. So this is a very important episode, this one and the last one. If you guys can help share these episodes, anybody you know in Berlin, this video pertains to anybody in Berlin at this point, anybody local, anybody in local surrounding towns, anybody that you know likes to drink beer, anybody that you know likes to go out for food, any of your friends and family you want to take out for food. I highly recommend. I'm really asking and begging that you can help share these videos. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. I still don't have anything planned for episode 100, but we'll figure it out. So anyways, I appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.